NCERT Science, Class 6, Chapter 5, Measurement of Length and Motion. Here the measurement of length and motion, the lesson starts with a girl going for a shopkeeper to buy clothes. He is measuring cloth, the shopkeeper measuring cloth with metal measuring rod. And then she goes to that tailor shop for stitching. The tailor measuring the measurement for a girl to stitch with a flexible measuring tape. Her mother asked the tailor to change the length by 4 angula, that is angula, fingers width. So the traditional way of measuring. So in a traditional method in earlier days, the length is measured by, for example, the field bed is measured by walks and count the number of strides, and also the length of the feet to measure the distance. So walks and count of the number of strides and the length of their feet to measure the distance. And all the handspan is the another method to measure the distance. And angula is the another method to measure the distance or the length. So these are all the methods. What are all the methods? Measuring by using the walking and strides and length of the feet and handspan, angulum are the different methods of measurement used in earlier days for measuring the distance and length. So in earlier days, India has a rich history of measurement system. So from the evidences of the artifacts and architecture evidences shows, and also ancient literature shows, Indian has the rich history of measurement system during back the ancient times, that is angula. Angula is the finger width. Multiple of angula, dhanusa and yojana are the some of the traditional methods of measuring, or some of the units mentioned in the earlier books, earlier evidences. The angula still used by the traditional craftsmen like carpenters and tailor. Angula is still used. Several objects with ruler measurement or rule scale. Rule scale is a wooden scale used in measuring in earlier days. There are several objects with ruled marking which could have been used as a scales have been excavated from the sites of Harappan civilization. So these are all the evidences. When earlier days, what are the traditional methods of measurements used in Indian system? So on several, as the time passes, the several parts of the world used several measurement, and different parts of the world used in different measurement. So the common system is used, generated. The system of units now used is known as International System of Units, that is SI unit. For example, the SI unit of length is meter. 1 meter is equal to 100 equal division, that is centimeter. We are all well known that in the scale, the scale without we are using in day to day. So the scale consists of 1 centimeter. Here the 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter, the 10 on the parts, 10 parts. 10 equal parts. The 10 equal part is millimeter. This one is millimeter. So between centimeter 3 and 4, so millimeter, 10 millimeters are present. So the other measurement scale, SI unit of the common measurement scale. So 1 centimeter is equal to 100 millimeter. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. So the kilometer, the traveling, long distance is measured by the kilometers, and also 100 meter, that also higher measurement. 1 meter, 100 centimeter. 1 centimeter, 10 millimeter. The angula surveys like that of angula, the other scale called inches. What is 1 inch? So the other side of the centimeter scale, the inch is present. This centimeter and the inch is present. Inch scale is present. Here the centimeter scale, inch scale. 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeter. 1 inch is equal to 2.4 centimeter is equal to 1 inch. So 1 inch is 2.4 centimeter. The correct way of measuring the length. How to measure the correct way of measuring the length. So the correct way of measuring the length is, for example, if it is pencil, it is measured with the help of scale. For 15 centimeter scale, pencil is by using the scale, meter scale we can measure. For example, the height of the room is measured by the measuring tape, and here the chest is measured by the flexible measuring tape. And here how to measure a object by using the scale. We have to correctly pinpoint the position of the object with the starting point of the scale. So we have to view the measurement by correctly pushing our eye over the object and scale. If it is not correctly matched, otherwise the object, if the scale is broken, we have to correctly place the object over the scale. For example, if the scale is not proper, if the scale is broken, we have to start with the centimeter, which is correctly measured, then final point. For example, if it starts with 1 and ends with 10.4, so 0 is there in the starting, so thereby we go to minus the 1 centimeter from the measured value. 10.4 is measured from, as it is from 1, we have to minus the value, subtract the value of 1. The correct measurement is 9.4. So by viewing the scale and object we are measuring. For example, if you are visually challenged person, how they will measure. So the visually challenged person use scales with raised marking that they can felt by touching and touch and feel them. They can measure the length. They can measure the length, or they can feel them, count the measurement by the raised marking. The next one is how to write the measurements unit. How to write the unit. For example, if it is 15 centimeter, we have to write the number 15, then centimeter, cm, 100 millimeter, 10 kilometer, 10 centimeter. We have to write them kilometer, meter, centimeter and millimeter begin with the lower caste number except at the beginning of the sentence. And the symbol km, kilometer, meter, m, centimeter, cm, millimeter, mm. So had to be used. So written in lower case of the letters and are never followed by the s for plural. So the number, the count only, the count and the numerous count, but it is not followed by the plural form yes. While writing the length, always leave a space in between the number and units. That is a method of writing measurements. The next one is measuring the length of a curved line. How to measure the length of the curved line. For example, if you want to measure the curved line, we have to place a string or a thread over the line. Then we have to measure the thread by using the scale. Thereby we can find out the length. So the curved line is measured by using the thread. Then the thread, by keeping the thread over the scale, we can find out how much length is present. So these are all the how to write the measurement and how to measure the curved lines. The next one is the topic called distance. What is distance? What is distance? The distance is always measured by keeping 1 as a reference point. The distance is always measured by keeping 1 as a reference point. Always the distance is from this to this. So like that the distance is measured. So distance is stated with respect to the fixed object point. Then this point is called reference point. For example, the girls are drawing the kabaddi court with a reference point with the chuna powder. From the reference point for kabaddi court with the instruction how much it should be, how much meter. Thereby we have to measure the reference point, then they are drawing the line. So distance is always measured with the reference point. Thereby it will give the correct distance. And here the kilometer stones shows what is it mean, how it is measured. So while traveling in a longer distance or highway, we can see the kilometer stone like this. Here, for example, here it is written as Delhi 70 kilometer. What does it means? It means that we have to move the 70 kilometer to reach Delhi. That is the meaning. We are moving ahead. We have to move ahead. We have to travel 70 kilometers to touch Delhi. The kilometer stone indicated that distance from the Delhi. So Delhi is a reference point for the situation. From away Delhi we are 70 kilometers. Then the term called motion. What is motion? An object is said to be in motion. The position changes with respect to the reference point with the time. If an object is not changing with the position reference point, that is at rest. So to the reference point, if the object is moving, that is called motion. If it is not moving, the object is at rest. The reference point is the important point defining whether the object is in movement or in a rest position. Depending upon the type of motion or type of movement, linear motion, circular motion and oscillatory motion. The girls are moving ahead, the girls are marching in a straight line. The stone over the tree, the falls, that is a straight line motion. The boy is pulling the box, that is a linear motion. So when an object moving in a straight line, that movement or motion is called linear motion. Now, for example, if you go to the park, the merry-go-round, the girls are happily running over the horse and merry-go-round, that is a circulatory motion. Or the girl rotating any object or rubber or a ball with the string, that is called circular motion. And simple pendulum, the movement of the simple pendulum in a physics lab, we can by using in physics lab, when object moves to and fro from the fixed position, that motion is called oscillatory motion. The moving in a swing, the playing in a swing, or moving up and to and fro from its center point, that is called oscillatory motion. Periodic motion, circulatory motion and oscillatory motion. If an object path repeats after a fixed interval of time, that is said to be periodic. When an object is circular motion along the circular path again and again, that is called circular motion, if it is moving circular path. And oscillatory motion is the to and fro motion is called oscillatory motion. Both circular and oscillatory motion are periodic in motion. Both circular and oscillatory motions are periodic in nature. So here we can infer the different type of motion. Here the oscillatory motion, circular motion, and here the linear motion. Here the up and down, here the linear motion. Linear, circular, oscillatory movement, different type of movement. Here the summary points of this lesson. The International System of Unit has adopted by countries standard units of measurement. The SI unit of length is meter, its symbol is cm. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. What is reference point? Define reference point. When a distance started with respect to a fixed object or a fixed point, then it is called reference point. What is reference point with time? What is in motion or movement? Object in movement. An object is said to be in movement. It starts moving from the reference point. The position changes with the reference point. That is called the movement, or the object is motion. If it is not the position of the object is not changes with the reference point, then the object is at rest. If the object moves along a straight line, that is called linear motion. If the object moves along a circular path, it is called circular motion. When the object moves to and fro from any fixed position, that is called oscillatory motion. Subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching. Thank you.